Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute little lattice cards, and they're actually easier than they look, or easier than I thought they would be. So let's get started, and I'll show you how to do this. So these two cards are using two different sets. The sending and the message on the inside is from the Sending Smiles stamp set. This is from the Dainty Delight, and this is from the Lantern the Firefly set, and the name of that is called Lighting the Way. Okay, so, and they look like this on the inside. They're pretty. So you have this fence or lattice type look. You can call it either. To make the cardstock look like wood, I used the 3D timber embossing folder that's in the current catalog. And you're going to cut 5 strips that are 4 1/4 and 4 strips that are 3 1/2. And it will make sense in a minute. And what I did was I cut these strips and then I lined them all up in the embossing folder and just ran it through once. So it was easy peasy. The key to this card is keep your strips separated. You do not want to mess them up, because if you mess them up, it won't come out correctly and you have to start over. So that's my tip for you. Okay, so I have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11. I am going to score that at 5 1/2. And then I am going to cut off 3 inches. So this piece is really 4 1/4 by 8. 8 1/2, sorry, 8 1/2. And you've got this strip left. And you can use that strip, you can use that to cut the strips that you need for the lattice work, or some of the strips that you need for the lattice work. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to score that. Here's my bone folder. Okay, and the key to this I found that helped me was I grabbed a bright Post-it note. And so the short strips, the 3 1/2 inch strips, are going to be the ones that are going down. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure over 1/2 inch from each side of the card, and I'm just going to mark that. So let's do that here. Okay, so this is 1/2 inch, and let me move that over. Okay, and this one is 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use that as my placement to start these strips. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of the 3 1/2 inch strips, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to the top. And actually, I'll do that. So I'm using it, I'm kind of centering it on that 1/2 inch mark that I made. Okay, and then let's pull this down. Oop. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this one up a little bit because it comes down a little bit further. So you want it to touch the bottom of the card. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and you'll understand in a minute why this helps. So now, okay, so the bottom of these, let me move these out of the way here. So the bottom of the 3 1/2 inch pieces should be even with this, but you can also trim it when you're done. And the key to this part, and actually I find it's easier if you just turn it. This one's a little bit crooked, so I'm just going to try and straighten this out a little bit. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. And the key to this part is you're going to go down with the seal on this. You could use a glue, but glue might be a little bit slippery and your pieces might slide. And then you're going to take your 4 1/4-inch pieces, which are on the other side so that you don't mix them up. And I'm going to line up the bottom one just above the end because you want just a little bit of that fence to show. Oops, oh shoot, below, and I just pulled it. Okay, so there's piece 1. Okay, and then I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. And what helps here with, oh shoot, that's the hard part, is the sticky part. What helps here is by using this colorful sticky. You could actually just use a colorful piece of cardstock and then take it off later. It shows you your division between the boards that you're placing on, so you can kind of get things lined up correctly. And if you have to pull them up, you might have to pull them up a little bit and move them around. But, yep, like that. Like I have this one too far down. You can see the gap here. I have this one a little bit too far down, so I'm just going to pull that up. And I'm just going to move that up just a little bit. So I have a little bit more of my post showing at the bottom. Okay, there we go. And that is how we do that. So now we have these other 2 pieces left, and you're probably wondering, well, what do we do with those? So now we're going to take those, and those are going to go over top of this. And actually, I should have done, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these, and we're going to seal down the length of these. And then we're going to line this up with the bottom again, carefully. I apologize if my hair is in the way. Okay, and it's going to, oops, I'm a little bit up, but okay. And so I'm going to take seal, put it on this one. Same thing, I'm going to line that up on the bottom there. There we go. All right. Okay, and I'm going to pull this one up and fix the bottom. Yeah, so actually I would recommend using something that you can pull up if you need to. Okay, there we go. Like that. Okay, and there we go. There is our lattice card. And now I can just take this off. And I'm ready to decorate. And actually, as you can see, when I pulled this up, I got a little bit, we had a little bit of play here in that particular piece. So there we go. Okay, there is our lettuce card, and now we'll decorate it. So what I did with this one, oops, this one I used the Quiet Meadow dies and the Dainty Delight dies as well. And I added a piece of the Dainty Delight designer paper in the center. And then I used the Sending Smiles, Sending Sunshine to Brighten Your Day. I used the sentiments from the Sending Smiles set. And so with this one, I'm going to put a piece of designer paper in here. So this designer paper is 4 inches by, I think it's 3.5. Nope, 3 3/4. Okay, 4 inches by 3 3/4. And we're just going to put that in. And then this garden that's on this designer paper is going to show through the slats. So it looks like you can see you're walking in front of a garden. So now you would just decorate. And for this particular card, again, I used the Lighting the Way set. I put the lantern on the outside, and I used this with the fireflies, but you could put the lantern on the inside as well. And I just decorated with the fireflies and things. Now for my fence for this one, I wanted it to look a little more rustic. So I did use crumb cake cardstock. And then I also used a sponge and just daubed a little bit of ink on it just to make it a little bit more rustic. So there are our lattice cards. Thank you for stopping by today and checking this out. If you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my newsletter. Take care.